Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Common Sense Collective. Ian here. I apologize for the hiatus. It's been a very hectic and trying time in my life and my family's life. Um, to cut a long story short, my father fell ill about 3.5 months ago. Um, spent about 2 months in the hospital, and during the time he was in the hospital, I resigned from my job in preparation for him leaving the hospital. To get things organized in the house, make room for the hospital bed and the associated tools and wound care items and things like that. So I resigned from my job about a month and a half ago to help with that. Well, about a week and a half ago, we found my father deceased in our living room. Came as somewhat of a shock. It was the day after Memorial Day. Didn't really see it coming, but you can't see many things coming when life has anything to do with it. That said, we had a beautiful Memorial Day, and he passed away on that Tuesday, and we saw him home that Saturday through a memorial service. He was cremated. Well, my father taught me and all of us many things, but today's theme is to not be ashamed of where you came from. And in our case, finding value in pre-owned items. We spent a lot of time of our youth in pawn shops. My dad had a gold and diamond horseshoe shaped ring that paid numerous light bills in this house. My parents' house. You know, helped keep gas on, telephone on, and things of that nature. So we were taught to not be ashamed of who we are, where we came from, and that thrift is never a bad thing. Which is why I bring you this topic today. Used items, pre-owned items. They may be used to someone, but they're new to you, and that's the biggest thing. You found value in them after someone else had no longer saw a lot of value in the item, or someone else came upon hard times and needed to cash in on that value to take care of their responsibilities. So, speaking of cashing in on that value, one of the things I'm going to discuss is one of the things I cashed in on, which is this Hamilton Pan Europe watch. Now, anybody that knows me knows I like watches. I'm a really big fan. You know, this is a beautiful watch. It has a manual wind that's activated when you move your wrist and turn the rotor. You know, Beautiful Hamilton insignia on the band there. See, I've worn this watch for about 2 years. It's really flawless. My camera lens may be a little bit dirty, a few fingerprints on it, but the watch is in perfect condition. The movement is still sharp. Take it off. Stamped. Stainless steel, baby. As you can see, the roller in the back. Sapphire crystal, water resistant. Swiss made watch. Kind of rotates there. You see it? That powers the movement. If we hop on the net, we can learn a little bit more about the Hamilton Company. Not purchases. Sorry about that. Yes, Hamilton is an American company, as you can see. They started making watches in 1892 in Lancaster, Pennsylvania, and in assumingly 1970, they became part of the Swatch Group, which is a very large watch group. But that said, if we do want to shift back to eBay real quickly, I paid $700 for that watch. Pan Europe. It's unavailable because it was maybe about 2 years ago. August 3rd, 2016, actually. So actually, it was a little bit less than 2 years. Paid $700 for the watch. Now let's see how much Google says this watch is worth right now. There are a host of options, as you can see. Zoom out. 719. You know, There are many online boutiques that sell the watch, but I'm not really sure you can trust most of those. I bought mine off Amazon, so I know it's guaranteed. If I do not get it, there's going to be a problem. So the same model, $7.99 from 5 stores, $7.41 from 10 stores. You know, I was looking at a Bloomingdale's ad. Bloomingdale has the watch for $11.95. So if I paid $700 for the watch, and the watch came with the current band, black leather, nice, red inside. This band, Hamilton branded, as well as this band. So the watch came with 3 bands and a box and a polishing cloth. You know, $700. This watch comes with just the watch itself and 1 band with free shipping for $719. If you look at the price of this band, same band, $149 for that band. I don't even have a listing for this band, but you're talking about $150 for just the band, which I got for free as well as another band. So I got a good deal on this watch, And as I said, it's a beautiful watch. I've worn this watch a fairly decent amount. Try to keep it clean. Want to make it last forever, like Keith Sweat. You know how it goes. Pull it out. It's nice and shiny. Beautiful blue hue to it. Hamilton logo on the side. Fits like a breeze. Snaps right on. Easy to adjust. Done. Click. Bam. It's a beautiful watch. And one thing I do enjoy is that the history of Hamilton is why I'm a big Fossil fan. Hamilton is an American company. Well, it was an American company until it was bought out by the Swatch Group, which is a watch group from Switzerland. But Hamilton was an American-made company. And I believe the watches still are American-made. They just use Swiss parts now, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. That's why I have a lot of respect for the Fossil brand, because it is a truly American company. Excuse me. And speaking of great deals, I have another watch I want to show you from the Tudor company. Give you a little bit of information about Tudor. Tudor is a watch company that's based in Geneva, Switzerland, and was born of the same man who founded the Rolex company, and it was positioned as a more affordable alternative. Essentially, the housing and casing materials of the Tudor were the same as the Rolex. The only thing that varied was the movement. They used a slightly different movement. So that's why when I pull out the next watch that I purchased, you're going to see. You can see it's a somewhat of a crown, a little bit different. You see, Geneva, Switzerland, has a number on the box here. Nice red leather box. As we open it, I bought this watch used, so whoever owned this watch bought it to a Cartier International Service Center to get the watch serviced. And Rolex does sponsor and service Tudor watches in-house. So if we take an additional look at things, this is a warranty case. Guarantee. Watch number or watch model is 74033. That's a serial number. I mean, I don't know what you can do with that. But this is the warranty. It's stamped out, number 400, serial number on top there, model number. And it was bought in 1996 at the La Suisse Watch Company in Kowloon, Japan. Now, I find it quite interesting because I didn't know where it was. I didn't know if it was real or not. But, if you look, the La Suisse Watch Company is a watch store based in Hong Kong. And it is an official Rolex retailer. And lo and behold, what do you know? That's where this watch was purchased from. So, If you don't believe it, that two-door is underneath the veil of Rolex, then that's you. It is what it is. But either way, let's get to the watch. Put this back in its case here. Well, let's see what the internet has to say. Before I show you mine, I'll show you some other ones. Okay. Let's see. Two-tone Rolex. They just call it the Rolex. They even call it the two-door. It's a Rolex on the advertisement, but the two-door on the actual picture. Okay, 4,000. That's not close to mine. Authentic Prince Royce to date. This one is very similar to the one I have, as is this one, except mine has diamond imprints. This watch is the closest watch to the watch I actually have, and it's starting at 2,000. It's a beautiful watch, but the casing for the diamonds on the watch I have is a little bit smaller. And this is just an oyster prince. This isn't a Prince Oyster date. That's a little bit different. There's another Prince Oyster date from Japan, 1,300 bucks, right? And they start getting, these watches are made in the 90s, so they start kind of tapering off. There's another one, 2,200, 1979. Just that one part is 40 bucks. Anyway, as you can see, most of them are about 1,500 bucks, used. Now, let's show you the bad boy I ran up on. Tell me that's not a beautiful watch. There are signs of wear, There are going to be some signs of wear because it is a used watch, and this watch was made in 1996 or bought in 1996. As you can see, oyster case by Rolex, Geneva original. The two-door insignia, pop it open. Two-door watch company, Geneva, Switzerland. And she knows it's authentic. It's a beautiful watch. Still looks shining. You see the little diamonds in it. Inset. Pop that bad boy right on. I just went get it adjusted. Bam. That's a mighty fine watch. Now, it's a little tight. That's how loose as it's gonna get, because you don't want it running around all the way either. I may get another link put in this watch because it is a little bit loose. It is a little tight. Tighter than I would like, even though it does move. But this beautiful watch, I paid $900 for. Now, if you look at any other price, that's at least $600 cheaper than what you can find online, and you can see that it's authentic. It's a beautiful watch and it's authentic. What is my point in even making this video? The point of making this video is to let everybody know that there's value in things that other people have owned or possessed. You define how valuable something is in your own world and no one else. And it's very important for us to remember that. At the end of the day, you don't have to have a brand new car to get from point A to point B. You really don't. You can get there in a hoopty just as well as you can get there in a BMW. But at the end of the day, if you do enjoy the finer things in life, do your research. If you choose to buy something pre-owned, you can save 15, 20, or 30% off top. Get a great deal. And with all this in mind, I do want to give a special shout out to my father for everything he's done and the lessons he's taught me, my mother, my brother, all my family members, and everyone. And he was the memory of him was the motivation for making this video. Cause I'll never forget the days that I spent in pawn shops and exploring and learning and different little things and looking at toys and things like that, but just understanding that there were people that were trying to make a deal because they had to get things done, and that there was no shame in doing that. So I just want to let you all know that there's no shame in buying something pre-owned. There's no shame in buying something used, because even though it was used to the person that sold it, it was new to you. You all take care. Thank you for listening, and rest in heaven, Dad. Love you. Holla back, y'all.